Swapadandikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Udapatakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ratanata Nitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadodam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishada Vinamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kandana Mosave Taptaka Anjana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavani Shri Krishnavana Suri Devi Pranamami Hari Priyavancha Kalpagaru Vaishya Kripa Sindhu Devacha Patitana Pavani Vyo Vaishnavi Vyo Namo Nama Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhudale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Naganamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshtarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So let's see more about Lord Buddha, the incarnation of Krishna. So actually, why now you'll be like, why? Because we not heard much about Lord Buddha, and also in Kali Yuga he appeared, and then we say about from Vishnu the avatar come, but actually Krishna is the source. Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam. Okay, so he is Swayam Avatari, and if possible after this class I'll show the Gologa chart where you can see the expansion of the Lord and how Krishna comes there. So in the Dashavatar Stotra, okay, by Jayadev Goswami, the 10 incarnations of the Lord, there's a chosen incarnation. So you can see that the Jayadev Goswami in Gita Govinda, that is the Dashavatar Stotra, have sung the following, like the different incarnations of the Lord. Keshavadvita Meena Sharira, in form of his fish, the Lord came and saved the Vedas. Last week we saw the fish incarnation of the Lord, the Malsya avatar, right? Then he came and he has borne the whole universe in his back in form of a tortoise, Kurma Sharira, Kurma. Then he picked up the earthly planet from the water in form of a bowl, that is Varahadev. Then he killed Hiranyakashipu in form of Narasimhadev, and he cheated Bali Maharaj in form of Vamanadev. Then annihilated all the dynasties of the Kshatriya in form of Parashuram. Then he killed all the demons in form of Lord Ram, and he accepted a great flaw like Balram, and annihilated the atheistic people in form of Kalki, and saved all the poor animals in form of Lord Buddha. So here you can see that Krishna is not mentioned as one of the avatar. Why? Because Keshavadrida Meena Sharira, Keshavadrida Buddha Sharira. But then this Lord Buddha is not taken as an incarnation of the Lord, but it is. Okay, so here it is said about Lord Buddha. Nindasi yajna viteraha shruti jatam sataya hridaya darshita pashugatam Keshavadrida Buddha Sharira Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare. So here it mentions, O Keshava, O Lord of Universe, O Lord Hari, who have assumed the form of Buddha. All glories to you, O Buddha of compassionate heart. You decry the slaughtering of poor animals performed according to the rules of Vedic sacrifice. So before there was animal sacrifice, right? So anybody know why animal sacrifice was done? Like they sacrifice an animal in front of Mother Kali. What was the main intention behind it?
So that the soul can get human form.
Yeah, very nice. The soul can get a human form. Like if it's an animal, and then that animal is kind of sacrificed in front of Mother Kali. So whatever karma is been binding that soul, that will get ended. And there were some priests pujaris who can chant such nice Vedic mantras and give this animal a human form next, and the karma ends. So that is one of the concept there. So it is also said that it's to test the Vedic mantra. Like if there is a Vedic mantra, to test the Vedic mantra, whether that animal will get a human form, that soul. So to end the karma for the purification process, this was done. But later on, what happened? It was just for sense gratification. Just we want to eat something, so you kill that animal. It was no more called animal sacrifice for Mother Kali. It was for sense gratification. So Lord Buddha came at that time to stop this slaughtering of animals, to stop this cruelty against animals and all. So Lord Buddha came as an atheist actually. Prabhupada mentions in one of the lecture, Prabhupada says that Lord Buddha fooled the people by saying, tricked them tricked them and saying, there's no God. There's no God, but you stop animal killing. Okay, you stop animal killing. There's no God, but you listen to me. So Lord Buddha converted some people, in the sense he trained them in such a way that they stopped animal slaughtering and they started listening to Lord Buddha. So Lord Buddha said, there's no God, but you listen to me. In fact, Lord Buddha is God himself. Keshavdeda Buddha Sharira. So he tricked them by saying, there's no God, but he said he is himself God. Okay. So there are some of the descriptions of the incarnation emanating from Krishna. And from Srimad Bhagavatam, it is understood that innumerable incarnation is always coming out from the body of Krishna. So it's coming from Keshava, just like waves in the ocean. You can't count the incarnation of God. If you say there are 10 avatars of Lord, no, Bhagavad explains about 20 to 24 avatars. Not only that, there are more, like the waves in the ocean. Can you count the waves in the ocean? It keeps coming and going. Similarly, the Lord can take different incarnations. We can't count. No one can even count how many waves there are. Similarly, no one can count how many incarnations are coming from Lord's body. It said that Ananta Shesh, he has like 1,000 hooves and he has 1,000 tongues, and each tongue will split into two, bifurcates. So they're like 2,000 tongues. And with that, he's still glorifying Lord Krishna. He can't stop glorifying. So much is about the Lord. He's unlimited. Okay. So the Buddha incarnations, let's see why he appeared and what is the reference. So a lot of Vedic reference scriptures have reference that Lord Buddha is an incarnation of Lord Krishna. So it is given in Srimad Bhagavatam, Harivamsha, Garuda Puran, and Vishnu Puran states that. Nectar of Devotion also speaks about Lord Buddha. He says Lord Buddha is accepted as an incarnation of Krishna in Srimad Bhagavatam. But in same Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated that Lord Buddha appeared in order to bewilder the atheistic class of men. So atheist is someone who doesn't believe there's God. So he went and said, yes, there is no God, but you listen to me. You stop animal sacrifice. Okay, and therefore his philosophy is meant for bewildering the atheist and should not be accepted. So as Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradayas, as followers of ISKCON, we don't follow the principles of philosophy of Lord Buddha, because Buddha himself is God, but he bewildered people by saying that there is no God and he himself is God. So we believe about Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So our concept is completely different. What is our concept called as? Anyone knows? What is the concept which Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us?
Mahamantra, chanting of the Mahamantra.
Yes. No, I'm asking, is it Advaita philosophy, Advaita philosophy, or is it something else?
Advaita philosophy.
Veda philosophy. Veda.
What is Advaita philosophy?
Advaita Veda.
Yeah, that's right. What is Advaita philosophy? Who said? Dikshit, you said, na? Dikshit, you were saying it is Advaita philosophy, na? What is Advaita philosophy? And who preached it?
It is Achinta Bheda Tattva.
That is Vaishnava philosophy, Achinta Bheda Tattva. I'm asking what is Advaita philosophy?
There is no difference between people.
Not, yeah.
Class.
Can you be Balaji Prabhu?
Shankaracharya had preached.
Yes.
So there is no difference between Brahman and Jiva. So
yes.
all are one.
All are one.
Into one.
Very good. Merges into one. Yes, very nice. So Advaita philosophy was preached by Shankaracharya, who is the incarnation of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva. He himself came to fool people actually. He said, as Prabhu said, he says that the soul and super soul is one. Like we are one and we merge. Once we get moksha, we merge into the Lord and we become one. Like all are God, I am God, you are God, all are God, and we become one with God after death. So that is Advaita philosophy, which says that soul and super soul is one. After Advaita philosophy, who came and gave the Dvaita philosophy? Who was that?
Madhavacharya.
Yes, very good. Madhvacharya. And what do you mean by Dvaita?
There's Brahman and Parabrahman.
Yeah, so Madhvacharya came after that and said, we are not one, we are two. There is a soul and super soul. That means Jiva and there is Paramatma. So we are not one. So if you go to Udupi temple, Mangalore, constructed, installed by Madhvacharya, you can see his picture like this. He's sitting like this. He's saying that we are two, we are not one. Okay, the soul and super soul are different. And that is Dvaita philosophy given by Madhvacharya. Now, after that, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and said about Achintya Beda Abeda Tattva. Can someone explain what that is? Someone said that, huh? About Achintya Beda Abeda Tattva. Yes,
Mataji, so it is simultaneous equality and non-equality. So we
Equal
are
in what?
equal in quality, but not
Yes.
equal in quantity.
So can you explain that? So in quality, how are we equal with God in quality?
So it is like ocean. If we take a drop
Yeah.
of the ocean, also has the same
Yes.
this thing.
Yes.
But
Yes.
we are just a drop, and he is an ocean.
So the Lord is Satchidananda. We as spirits so are also Satchidananda, because Krishna says, Mame Vamsho Jivaloge. We are part and parcel of Krishna. So in quality, we are same with the Lord. And what about quantity, Prabhu?
No, we are just the drop or a spark of the
Yes.
of the fire.
Very nice. Yes. So that means the Lord is unlimited and we are just very minute. Anoraniya Mahado Mahiya. So in quality, Krishna is Satchidananda. Like part of gold is also gold. As Prabhu said, a drop of water from the sea water is salty. Even the ocean is salty. So in quality, we are same as the Lord Satchidananda, spirit soul. But in quantity, we are not same with the Lord. So we follow Advaita and Dvaita mixed philosophies called Achintya Beda Abeda Tattvam, which means simultaneously at the same time we are same with the Lord in quality, but we are different from the Lord in quantity. So this is the tattva given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and we follow that. We don't agree with Advaita. We don't agree that we are one. We do agree partially that we are one in quality, and Dvaita philosophy says that we are not one, we are different too. We agree that, but we are different in quantity. So at the same time, we are one with the Lord, different with the Lord. But then Mahaprabhu again said, we can never become God. We're always Gopi Bhartur Padakamalo Das Das. We are servants of the Lord, and our eternal position is Jivera Swarubhai Krishna and Nityadas. We are servants of the Lord. So that we should understand our philosophy. Now here, that time, so Shankaracharya came, gave Advaita philosophy, and after that, Lord Buddha came to confuse the atheistic class of people. There are some atheists who doesn't believe in God and all that. So Lord Buddha came. He is God himself, but he never revealed to people. Because in Kali Yuga, nobody will accept him as God. So he didn't reveal, but he told them to stop animal sacrifice. Okay. Then Madhvacharya came to give the Dvaita philosophy. And after that, what happened? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave the Advaita, the Achintya Beda Beda Tattva. So Srimad Bhagavatam proof that Lord Buddha is incarnation of the Lord is first canto, 3rd chapter, 24th sloka. Tata kalo sampravitte sammohaya suradvisham buddho namnanjana sutta kikateshu bhavishyati. Then in the beginning of Kali Yuga, the Lord will appear as Lord Buddha, the son of Anjana, in the province of Gaya, just for the purpose of deluding those who are envious of the faithful theist. So atheist and theist. Atheist is someone who doesn't believe in God, and theist is someone who believes in the Lord or their devotees. So to defeat them, the atheist, and then you can see how Lord Buddha has been so merciful to all the animals. Like he stopped animal sacrifice. And how animal sacrifice is stopped is that now there is no priest or pujaris who can chant such powerful mantra to convert a soul in the animal form to a human form. No. Initially, it was done in the Vedic times. That was allowed. But now it's not done. Why? Because there is no priest who can do it, and it's just for sense gratification they are doing this. So animal killing was stopped by Lord Buddha. So here, this is a proof. And when we say something, avatar nahi kahe ami avatar, Mahaprabhu said, an avatar will never tell he is avatar. When someone calls Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you are Krishna, he'll close his ears and say Hari Hari and run off from that place, because avatar will never say I'm God. Now you can see so-called human God nowadays in Kali Yuga, they say I'm God, I'm God. No, that's fake. If they are God, it has to be mentioned in Bhagavatam. In Bhagavatam gives, because it has to be mentioned in the Shastra, it has to be said by the Guru, and the sadhus have to approve. Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. Okay, so if it is given in the Shastra, then we accept them as avatar. So Lord Buddha is the avatar of the Lord because it is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. That is one of the evidence. And this again reference from Srimad Bhagavatam. Deva disham nikama vartmani nishtitana purvirmayena vihitapir adrishya turbir lokan grinata madi vimoham adipralobham vesham vidaya bahubashyata aupadharmyam. When the atheist, after being well versed in the Vedic scientific knowledge, annihilate inhabitants of different planets, flying unseen in the sky on well-built rockets prepared by great scientist Maya, the Lord will bewilder their minds by dressing himself attractively as Buddha and will preach on sub-religious principle. This is from 2nd Canto, 7th chapter, 37th sloka of Bhagavatam. So here it is said that Lord will bewilder people. Why? Because people are like that. People are thinking there is no God. When Srila Prabhupada went to America. By the way, today is the day when Srila Prabhupada took sannyas. And today is also Bhadra Purnima. Anybody knows what is Bhadra Purnima? Put in the chat. What is it called? Why is it called Bhadra Purnima? And what is so special about it? Just mention it if you know. Bhadra Purnima. No? No idea? So it's the day when Srimad Bhagavatam have incarnated actually. So that's a birthday of Bhagavatam. So Srimad Bhagavatam is not different from Krishna. Right? The first 2 cantos of the Srimad Bhagavatam is the lotus feet of the Lord. And 10th canto is the face of the Lord. So Srimad Bhagavatam is not different from Krishna. So we should always read Srimad Bhagavatam. Nityam Bhagavata Sevya. It's not like you have Bhagavad Saptah for 7 days. No? Yeah. So if you keep a gift Bhagavatam to someone, read Srimad Bhagavatam today or do Aarti to Srimad Bhagavatam because it is said Srimad Bhagavatam is not different from Krishna. Jaya Jaya Bhagavata Deva Jaya Jaya Bhagavata Jaya Jaya Radha Krishna Swarupa Jaya Jaya Bhagavata Deva Jaya Jaya Bhagavata. So Jaya Jaya Radha Krishna Swarupa. So they are not different from Radha and Krishna. So when Narad Muni was asked how should we read Srimad Bhagavatam, once, twice, then he said no. Sadasevya Srimad Bhagavati Kada Yasya Shravana Matrena Hari Chittam Samashraya. So we should always read Srimad Bhagavatam. So yes. So if someone we can read Srimad Bhagavatam, it is not different from Krishna. Okay. Sada Sevya. Every day we should read Srimad Bhagavatam or hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Yasya Shravana Matrena. If you hear Bhagavatam, what will happen? Hari Chittam Samashraya. Lord Hari Krishna will enter into your heart. And once he enters the heart, he can't go out. Why? Anybody knows? Why if Krishna enters into your heart once, he can't go back? Why? It's a funny answer. Yeah, Neha Madaji.
I remember once you mentioned, you gave an example of how you compared Krishna to a crooked stick.
Can you explain that?
Yeah, so you mentioned once that if a crooked stick has to go inside a bottle, it's very difficult. But when it is inside, it's very difficult for it to come out. So Krishna is it's the same. Like,
why you say it's a crooked, like he is in the shape of a crooked shape? What is it called?
Tribhanga pose.
Tribhanga Lalita. Okay, in the sense he is bended. Very nice, Manaji, you remember. So he's bent in the 3 forms. So you can see the bend in the head, neck part, then there's the waist, and also in the leg part. Krishna is like bent form. Okay, so yes. So here it is said that Lord Buddha will. Okay, so that's about Srimad Bhagavatam. So Srimad Bhagavatam has to be read. If possible, you have to hear Srimad Bhagavatam every day. Our temple president, Namanishta Prabhu, takes Bhagavatam class every day at 8 a.m. IST. T.ly temple link if you can come, or 5:45 a.m. There's a short class, 15 minutes class by Prenkishwari Mataji, and the Bhagavatam is available in all different languages: Kannada, Telugu, They also take in Tamil, Malayalam, Hindi. So please attend any of the Bhagavatam sessions. It's very nice. And again, Srimad Bhagavatam mentions Bhumir Bharavataranya Yadausha Ajanma Jada Karishyati Surair Apidushkarani Vadeir Vimohayadi Yajna Krito Atat Arhan Shudran Kalau Shidi Bujo Nyahanishyat Ante. To diminish the burden of the earth, the unborn Lord will take birth in the Yadu dynasty and perform feats impossible even for the demigods. Propounding speculative philosophy, the Lord as Buddha will bewilder the unworthy performers of Vedic sacrifice. And as Kalki, the Lord will kill all the low-class men posing as rulers at the end of age of Kali. So this is different avatars being mentioned. The first is about the Lord taking birth in Yadu dynasty, that is as Krishna. Then he'll come as Lord Buddha. Then the same Lord will come as Kalki. So these three incarnations you can see, that is first is in the Dwapar Yuga when Lord will come himself as Avatari Krishna. And then Paritranaya Sadhuna Vinashaya Chadushkrita. You remember the burden of Mother Earth. How did Lord Krishna actually come as Avatari? What happened to Mother Earth? Anybody knows that story?
Mataji, I know it.
Yeah.
Once upon a time, Hiranyaksha, the brother of Hiranyakashipu, had kidnapped Mother Earth, Bhudevi, and buried her under. Was trying to bury her, but she hid.
No, this is about you're telling about Varahadev, na?
Okay.
Krishna. How did Krishna? What is the relation with Krishna and Bhumi Devi? How did Krishna come as named Avatari? No, you're right in the incarnation of Varahadev when he came as a pig form, when he took Mother Earth from inside the water and come up. No, I'm asking about how did the Lord Avatari himself come, Krishna?
That I don't know, Mataji.
Dwapar Yuga. About Bhumi Devi, nobody knows? Okay, so what happened when Mother Earth, the Bhumi Devi, she took a form of a cow because she was having lot of asuras on her, like Kamsa and Shishupal and so many in Dwapar Yuga, and they were causing burden on her. So Mother Earth, Bhumi Devi, became a form of a Kamadeni or a cow and went to Lord Brahma and asked for help. Please help me. There's a lot of burden in my back. So Lord Brahma is like, I can't do anything. Let's go to the Lord himself. So they went and the Lord said, it's time for me to take incarnation. Avatari, and Swayam Avatari will be coming. So to diminish the burden of the earth, like he killed Kamsa and Shishupal and all that, the unborn Lord, the Lord is called Aja, he's unborn, will take birth in the Yadu dynasty. He is unborn, right? So he created the universe. That means he was there before the creation. Like some builder build the building, constructed the building. So the builder is there before the building. Na? Similarly, the Lord created this universe. So he is there before the creation. And after annihilation, he's still there. So that's unborn Lord. Okay. And that is Krishna, how he came to decrease the burden of Mother Earth. Then the speculative philosophy to diminish that, he came as Lord Buddha. Okay. And then he comes in Kalki as in Kali Yuga again as Kalki. After 4,27,000 years, the Lord will come at the end of age of Kali. So about the incarnation of Kalki is also mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. So that's why we accept Kalki as the Lord's incarnation. So Harivamsha also says, in the future avatar, Buddha will appear first. Then there will be a famous avatar called Kalki, also known as Vishusa Shaya. Lord Vishnu will appear as Brahmana in Shamal village for the welfare of this universe. So it's about Kali Yuga, how the Lord will appear. These are different shastras which proves that Lord Buddha is the incarnation of Krishna. It's also said, Tad Kalau Sampravate Harishtu Sammohanantam Chashuranam Kagendra, names of Buddha. So that is Veda Pramana Nirakatume. Then in the age of Kali, Lord was born as Kikatas, as Buddha. He deluded the Asuras and floated the Vedas. So we should know that Lord Buddha is also the incarnation of the Lord, but we don't follow his philosophy because he was having an atheistic philosophy. Why? Because people were so degraded. Suddenly you can't go and say that there is God to them. No, slowly you should purify them. So that's why he didn't give the philosophy just like that. This is all Krishna's plan. Now sometimes did you think, why Lord Vaishnavanam Yada Shambho, Lord Shiva is the best among devotees. Why did Lord tell Lord Shiva to preach Advaita philosophy? This is Krishna's plan. So that first he'll give Advaita philosophy, then he'll give Dvaita philosophy, then he can come as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and give Achinta Beda Beda Tattva. Because there will be people who are atheistic, pious people. They can follow the religion. So slowly, the Lord made them devotees. And Garuda Punan also says about how the Lord comes. Okay, these are different incarnation. Matsyam Kurmam cha Varaham Narasimha Vamanam Rama cha Krishnam cha Buddham chaiva Shakalkinam Etani Dashe Namani Samritavyani always Buddhai. So that's the last one. So the name of 10 incarnation of the Lord. So Malsya, the fish incarnation, Kurma, tortoise, Varaha, boar, Narasimha, Vamana, then Sri Ram, then Parshuram, Krishna. Krishna is coming as an incarnation, in the sense avatari himself. Buddha, Kalki shall remember always. Okay, so here it is said that Buddha is also one of the incarnation of the Lord. So we don't have to know much about him, but we should know he is also the Lord himself, and he has come to bewilder the people. Okay, so in that ways we should know that how he is coming to teach people that animal sacrifice should not be done. So it was done previously because to give them some kind of benefit. Okay, so yes, so about Lord Buddha, yes, someone likes to add something? Even now there are people who follow the Buddhist philosophy, na? So we can't deny them because they are worshipping Lord himself, but then the philosophy is little wrong because they don't believe in the existence of God. But we believe, we are doing the philosophy. Right? So here it said that they, when somebody, they deviate from the religious duties and they become a kind of Buddhas, that we have our dharma, right? Sugar is sweet, chili is spicy. Then you have other taste like salt is that pungent taste. If sugar is becoming spicy, then it's not sugar. That's the dharma of the sugar is to be sweet. Similarly, dharma of human beings is to do devotional service. Savai pumsa paro dharmo yado bhaktir adokshaje ahaituki apradhihata yayatma suprasidati. So our main intention is to do devotional service. The human form of life is basically for to do devotional service. But then we forget that. Then we are not doing our real dharma. So it is said that our dharma is to do devotional service to the Lord. So we should understand that these are all different incarnations of the Lord. And if we do our dharma, then we can try to go back to Lord. If we don't do our dharma, then we are wasting the human form of life. So Lord Buddha especially came just to, what was his previous name? Anybody knows that story?
Prince
Siddhartha Mataji.
Siddhartha, very good, yes.
Siddhartha.
Yeah, he was a prince. And then what happened? He saw some, yes.
He saw old age, birth, death, disease. So he started asking his charioteer why these things are happening. So the charioteer, so he says that this is how life goes on. It's a part of life, my Lord. So he went home. He became very disappointed. Then the next day he left his wife and he started under the banyan tree, and therefore he became Buddha, or enlightened one.
Yes. So it's Siddhartha, right? How it happened. And so that's all different pastimes of the Lord that the Lord likes to show by example. Like people doesn't believe. It was a so degraded society that if Lord Buddha goes and say, I'm God, I'm incarnation, then nobody will believe him. So slowly, he tried to convert people. He tried to spread Buddhism and tried to make people pious. But what happened? He was spreading atheism. The philosophy was atheist. But Prabhupada says he tricked people. He said, there's no God, but believe me and listen to me. So they indirectly started worshipping the Lord. Even now, they are worshipping the Lord indirectly because they think there is no Lord, a God as such. But then we have different shastras to prove who God is. No? But then, so we don't follow his philosophy. So Prabhupada never encouraged us to read more about Lord Buddha, in the sense we should not get bewildered. Initially, when we come to Krishna consciousness, our faith is not strong. someone comes and say, why are you chanting Hare Krishna? All this is waste and don't do it. That is, then we believe them and we'll just get carried away. It happens. That's why we should be always in association with devotees, so that they will remind us when we see a devotee, will, oh, I didn't chant my rounds. I have to do this. I have to do this. That's at least weekly once we have nice association. And anybody is in Bhakti Vriksha groups here? You can raise a digital hand. Any Bhakti Vriksha groups? Are you associated with it? Like you meet weekly once or twice and discuss. Yeah, Kadambri Mataji is in Bhakti Vriksha. No one else is in Bhakti Vriksha? No, this is because it's a non-formal course. Balaji Prabhu is there in Bhakti Vriksha. Okay. So Bhakti Vrikshas are nothing but a small group, study group, where you join. Like this is just once a week class. So Bhakti Vrikshas happens like once or twice in a week, the Monday to Friday, and sometime, and they meet like 45 to 1 hour minutes, 45 minutes to 1 hour, and they discuss about the philosophy. They read Prabhupada's books. But since here it is just a non-academical course and no exams at all, it's okay. Yeah, so if you are in any of the Bhakti Vriksha groups, please be there and take association of devotees. Okay, so very important to know that Srimad Bhagavatam is our life and soul, and Prabhupada have given his Prabhupada sleeps only from 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Then rest of for the time till 4:30 a.m. he'll be translating his books. So he is a great soul, a pure devotee, and he's given the Srimad Bhagavatam to us. Please start reading. You can also go to vedabase.io, right? And also ISKCON Mangaluru gives you an offer to buy Srimad Bhagavatam today or gift. And if you take life membership, then you get the Srimad Bhagavatam set free. So if you have Srimad Bhagavatam at home, and if you don't read the Shastras, like if you have Bhagavad Gita at home, you're not reading it, that's also Shastra Aparad. We are actually offending the Shastra. So try to read half an hour or 45 minutes or every day, one sloka a day. You try to read. Then it said if you read 41 pages of Srimad Bhagavatam, you can finish Bhagavatam in 1 year. So just imagine, we are not even reading 4 pages. But we have this Bhakti Lata beach, no? We got it. Now we have to water it with Shravanam and Kirtanam every day. What will happen if you pour a bucket of water to a plant and then you don't water it for next 10 days? What will happen?
It will dry.
It will
definitely dry. Yeah. So similarly, just imagine like you read for some time. Yeah, you read these books and Shastras, Bhagavad Gita for like 10-15 days. And then, one day you read, and then 10-15 days you're not reading. So it's like one day you pour a lot of water, next few days you're not even watering the plant, definitely will die. So similarly, we have our Bhakti Lata beach, like this devotional seed is like a creeper, small creeper, very tender. And we are like a gardener, we sow it in our heart. And you all have come through Bhagavad Gita 18 days course, very fortunate. And through Krishna's mercy, you have got some of the spiritual Shiksha Gurus have given you the seed. Now you're watering it every day. Try to hear about the Lord, read Shravanam and Kirtanam, chant the holy name. Slowly the creeper will grow and will pierce the material world and go to the spiritual world, take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet. Then it will fructify and there will be flowers and fruits coming. That is when you get real love of Godhead. And then there's moksha. But then before that, we should water it daily. So that's very important. Nityam Bhagavad Sevya. There's Saptah, no? Like some place they keep like 7 days Bhagavad Katha. So it's called Bhagavad Katha. But then you won't understand anything. Like so much is there in Bhagavatam to read. How will in 7 days you'll be able to understand anything? And they just jump to Rasa Leela, or they just jump to something. It's like becoming a commercial thing, professional readers, reciters, which is not advisable. So we should always Nityam Bhagavad Sevya. That's why Srila Prabhupada have this Bhagavatam classes happening in every ISKCON temple. If you go every day, 8 a.m. IST. 8 a.m. of that place. Like in India, IST, or in some other place, 8 a.m. in that place. If that is the time, there will be Bhagavatam class happening in the temple. So every day, Nityam Bhagavad Sevya. Then we'll be able to understand a little bit about the Lord. So it's said that Tam Adidevam Karunanidana Tamalavarnam Suhitavataram Apara Samsara Samudra Setum Bhajamahe Bhagavata Swarupam. So if we want to cross this material ocean of birth, death, old age, disease, and then we should take the boat of Bhagavatam, which is the glories of Sri Krishna. So difference between Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam is Bhagavad Gita is spoken by Krishna and Bhagavatam is spoken about Krishna. Okay, so that's more special to Krishna because it is about not only about Krishna, his devotees. You take from first canto, you can see Parikshit Maharaj, Kunti Devi, and Pandavas. You can see Bhishma Dev and so many other Prahlad and Dhruv Maharaj and who else, Gajendra and so many devotees, Prithasur, so many devotees are there. So as you go in Srimad Bhagavatam, you can see a lot of devotees being mentioned and Krishna likes to hear it. So that's why Bhagavatam is so special. So you have already finished Bhagavad Gita a little bit. When you finished level 1. Then if you like to register, do the course again, you are free to do the course. And some other language or the same language, different timings or something, or same timings, you can continue the course. Along with that, you can carry on with your level 2 classes. Okay, so that's not an issue. And if someone is interested in doing kids teaching, children's teaching, or co-hosting or something, you can always approach your admins, okay, co-host, and then you can do some service if possible. Then please spread the word. You can tell your friends and relatives to attend these courses because it is 18 days course and it's free, and please let them join the course. Okay, so whatever benefit you got, please spread a word. At least if you can bring 2 or 3 soul to go towards Krishna, when you get Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It's a short class today, and so any doubts, any questions, any comments?
Mataji, this is which week of the course? We are in which week?
No, actually, it's up to you. We have already started the course long back, but then someone have joined in some other weeks. Like we'll repeat this course, but as you finish the course in 18 weeks, you can go to the next level.
Okay.
The course will keep repeating. Okay.
Okay, Mataji. It was a nice class.
Hare Krishna. Dikshit Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji, can you hear me?
Yes. Tell me.
Yes, Mataji. Mataji, actually, what pastime did Lord Rama did in Rameshwaram? Because people tell that Lord Ram worshipped Lord Shiva in that area. So they gave name as Rameshwar.
No, that's actually when Krishna came as Lord Ram, that is Keshavadrida Ramashri, right? It said that the Lord also meditate on his devotees. And Srimad Bhagavatam explains Lord Shiva as one of the best devotee of the Lord. No, it is said Vaishnavanam Yata Shambho. So Shambho or Lord Shiva is the best devotee of the Lord. And so when Lord Shiva chants the name of Lord Ram, Sri Rama Rama Rame Di Rame Rame Manarame Sahasranama Tattilam Rama Namavaranmi, he says to Mother Parvati that you should chant Lord Ram's name because it's equal to 1,000 names of Lord Vishnu. So when Lord Shiva is meditating on Lord Ram, actually Lord Ram meditates on his devotees. Okay. So I'm not sure about the